I do not care about your conspiracy and who created the universe and how it was created. But you have to agree with me that wherever you are at any time, you are surrounded by matter. So, first, we will talk about the difference between matter and material. Afterwards, we will dive deeper into materials because this is more about material science. What is the difference between material and matter? Matter is anything that has mass and volume. So, if you think more about this definition, you can understand that everything is matter. Even you too, watching this video, you are matter. If you recall, when you were in middle school or in elementary school, we were taught about the three states of matter, which are solids, liquids, and gases. And after you further your studies in chemistry, you understood that the molecular structure of each and every one of these states of matter. For solids, we know that the molecules are closer together. They create a strong bond, which gives them a higher density compared to those of liquids and to those of gases. So, an example of solids, a solid would be right here, this water bottle, and maybe a liquid, the water inside of it, or maybe oil. An example of gas, the air that I'm breathing right now is an example of gas, or I would be suffocated right now. And it's just that human eyes are incapable of seeing some gases, or maybe all gases, because I've never seen a gas. Have I? No, I don't think so. Have you? Please leave that in the comment if you have ever seen a gas. But I think I've seen some air sometimes. I don't know. Maybe I'm just tripping. So, okay. So, what is a material then? A material is a substance or a combination of substances with a specific property or characteristics. And a material is also matter because we have stated that matter is anything that has mass and volume. Therefore, we can assume that materials are matter. There are two types of materials. There are non-engineering materials and engineering materials. Non-engineering materials are those used during a manufacturing process, but at the end they do not become the part or the product that is being manufactured. An example of non-engineering material would be lubricants, oils, chemicals, and other materials that are not tailored for engineering purposes. However, engineering materials are those that are used during the manufacturing process and eventually become parts or products at the end of the process. And engineers and designers have to understand the property and characteristics of engineering materials to be able to use them to our advantage. Let's take steel, for example. Steel is made up of the element iron and carbon. So that makes up steel. If you wanted to make it more resistant to corrosion, you could add more chromium to it. So you can modify that material and make it, you can modify it by adding more chromium to it, and then it will become stainless steel and so on. You can, if you wanted to change the hardness, you can add certain elements that can help you do that, or maybe you could heat treat the material to make it harder. There are processes that are used by engineers to modify properties and characteristics of materials. So there are four types of material engineering materials. There are metals, polymers, ceramics, and composites. So in the upcoming videos, we will talk about each individual engineering material, and so that you can understand better how these materials behave. This is very broad. Even when we talk about each and every one of these engineering materials, you also have to understand in each subgroup there are maybe millions of materials. So it depends on the material that you're using. You have to understand what it's made up of and what you want to do to it and how it behaves, what are the conditions of your project, limit cost, or if you don't want everyone to be able to have that much, have that product that you're making, so you're gonna make it more expensive, so you will be using a rare material.